Hi guys, my name is Dustin. I'm an attorney. I'm licensed in multiple states, including Texas. One of the things I wanted to go over today is filing for an LLC in the state of Texas, and how to go about filling out the proper form in the filing. So if you're looking to file for an LLC in the state of Texas, the proper form would be Form 205. The form can be found in a PDF version directly off of the Texas Secretary of State's website. Once you've downloaded the form, there's going to have a bunch of pages where it goes through step-by-step instructions on how to fill out the form properly. I would say the instructions are very extensive and very good. So if you go through the process utilizing the instructions given, you should have a pretty easy time of filling this out. So when you get to the form itself, which is only about 3 pages long, you're going to go through and fill out this PDF. It's a PDF that you can input data into. So go through this process. You're going to start off with Article 1, the entity name and type. This is going to be the name of your LLC. Now, in the state of Texas and in pretty much any states, when it comes to filing an LLC, it does have to be a unique name. It cannot be similar or duplicates of other already registered LLCs or corporations in the state. So it does have to be a unique name. We're just going to put generic letters in here right now just to show you how to fill it out. For LLCs, the business does have to include, as it says here, the terms of the name limited liability company, limited company, or an abbreviation. So in this example, I utilized LLC. That would be acceptable. You do not need to put a comma here. You can put a comma here if you choose to, but it is not required. Moving on to Article 2, the registered agents. Now, the registered agent sort of has 2 jobs for the most part when it comes to an LLC. The registered agent usually receives any sort of official documentation that might be sent to your LLC. This could be government letters, maybe sometimes tax letters, other official documentation in general. The other job of the registered agent is to receive service papers. Meaning that if for some reason someone wanted to sue your business, in order to properly sue you, they do have to serve you with that lawsuit. In the cases of LLCs or businesses in general, the person suing you would serve the registered agents. Now, the registered agent could be an actual person or it could be a company or entity. If you Google registered agents, there's a lot of third-party companies out there that are more than willing to be your registered agent for usually a yearly fee. But you can be your own registered agent as well. Now, just to be aware, if you do choose to be your own registered agent, you are required to have an actual physical address located in the state that you're registered in. So in this situation here for Form 205, it does require to have an actual Texas address. You cannot change this. And then it has to be an actual physical address. That is also a requirement for the registered agent. So the registered agent office has to be an actual physical address, meaning that PO boxes and virtual mailboxes are not acceptable when it comes to the registered agent. Only physical addresses are considered to be acceptable and again must be located within the state of Texas. It's also supposed to be a consideration that the registered agent is available during normal business hours, like a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday type of situation. So again, the registered agent can be you, or you can have someone else be the registered agent, or you can hire another company, a third-party company, to be the registered agent for you also. Also keep in mind that in Texas, Texas is not an anonymous LLC state. This means that any of this information that you're going to plug in is going to be public information directly through public records, the Secretary of State website, the Texas Comptroller's website. All of this will be public information. So if someone wanted to look up your LLC, they're going to see who the registered agent is and the registered agent's business address. So if you're concerned about privacy, you might not want to be your own registered agent because you do, again, have to have a physical address as the registered agent. So I'm just going to fill out mumbo jumbo here. And then moving on to Article 3, the governing authority. Now, the governing authority has two options here. A is that the limited liability company has managers, or B, it does not have managers. What this basically means is if you choose option B, essentially the owners of the company are going to be the managers of the company. In LLCs, owners are called members. Members and owners mean the same thing when it comes to LLCs. Managers are the people who actually run the company on a day-to-day basis. In most cases, I would say the members are the managers of the company. The members are the owners, and then they run the company, meaning they are the managers. So I would say in the majority of cases, people usually pick B because they're opening up their own LLC. They're not appointing a manager. They're going to be running the company themselves. So you would choose option B if that's the case. If you choose option A, that basically means that you're appointing someone to be the manager of the company, and that person is going to have the authority to make decisions for you on a day-to-day basis. They're going to be running the company, basically. That is also something that is also completely normal as well, especially if you're starting a company and you plan on being a passive owner of the company and you want someone else to run it, then option A might actually be the better choice for you in this situation. Whichever one you choose, whether it's A or B, you then move on to this and start filling it out. If you choose B, then you're going to be putting the owners of the company in these slots, whether or not it's an organization or an actual individual. The reason that it has organization as an option is because LLCs can own other LLCs. So maybe you have an organizational structure, for example, where you have a holding company that's an LLC that acts as a holding company. In that scenario, you create an LLC underneath it, and this parent LLC, if you want to call it that, the holding LLC, would technically then be the owner of the LLC if you wanted to do it from that perspective. As for the address for any of the governing persons that you list on here, this does not have to be a physical address, and it does not have to be in the state of Texas. So for this, it is nothing more than an actual mailing address. You could put your physical address or your home address if you wanted to. You could put the business address if you chose a business. But regardless, is not a requirement to have a physical address here. Virtual mailboxes, P.O. boxes, other types of mailing address are perfectly acceptable and perfectly fine when filling out this portion. And then there are 3 slots in case you do have multi-member LLC or multiple owners. You can go ahead and fill out all of these. If you only have one owner, you would just simply fill out this section and you would skip these sections. Article 4 is the purpose. This is actually already filled out for you, so there's nothing in addition in this situation to fill out. As for the initial mailing address, this is the mailing address of your company. Again, there's not a requirement for this one to be a physical address either. So your company's initial mailing address can also be a P.O. box, a virtual mailbox, anything of that sort, and that would be acceptable. I'm going to skip supplemental provisions and information. When you're starting out an LLC, just a basic normal LLC, this can be skipped as well. There's no need to fill this out. If it's something that you need more information on, this is all included in the instructions in the above sections in terms of where you may or may not need to actually fill this out. But in general, this is an optional part for most businesses, and they can skip this part as well. The organizer. The organizer of the company technically can be anyone over the age of 18, but in general, usually you're just simply picking yourself as the organizer of the company. Again, street or mailing address, physical address not required for this one either. But again, in general, the organizer is usually you as the owner of the business, as you're the one who's organizing this certificate of formation. And then finally, effectiveness of filing. I would say probably most often, Section A is the section that's completed. This shows that as soon as it's been filed with the Secretary of State, then this document becomes effective right then and there. You can choose B and C. Obviously, if you read through theirs, that would be a delayed date in terms of the effectiveness of filing, whether it's within 90 days or C if it's over 90 days. And if the state accepts this filing, then it technically will not become official until whatever date you've placed in Section B or C. Again, A is most likely the most common. As you're starting up a business, chances are you're looking to have it become effective as soon as you file it. So A would most likely be the most common choice. And finally, execution. You're going to want to date it. You're going to print the name of your organizer here, right here. And then you're going to sign it. You can go directly to the Texas Secretary of State's website. There is an ability to upload any of these certificates directly to their site. Normally, they say it takes about a week for it to become effective. If everything looks good and it's filled out properly, I've seen times where it's filled out online and it takes less than that for it to become effective. You'll get a notification from the Secretary of State's office stipulating that it's been filed. If it has been filed, that is the equivalent to it being accepted. If it is not accepted, it will not be filed. The Secretary of State will reject it. They'll send you a rejection letter with an explanation of why it was rejected. You do not get charged for this certificate unless it is accepted. There is a $300 filing fee to file this certificate formation with the Secretary of State's office. And then you're good to go once it's been accepted. At that point, you're officially a legal entity, an LLC, registered within the state of Texas at that point, once this has been filled out and properly filed and accepted by the states. This is something that myself as an attorney, I fill these out all the time for clients. If you ever need any help or suggestions or are looking for the law firm that I work for to do this for you, we can most certainly do this, send you a quote and do this for you. But again, I wanted to at least send out a video just so you can see the simplicity of this form and the ability to set up an LLC on your own within the state of Texas. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you.